Having a strong and effective political action committee, or a PAC, is one of the tools that we need to be effective in the political and legislative arenas in behalf of AIA Oklahoma. Just as in your office you need the right tools, we need them at the state capitol. We've always said this is a team effort. What we do is we represent you at the capitol. You help us with the grassroots, and the most important grassroots relationship is through the Political Action Committee, being able to help those legislators who have helped us. In Oklahoma, just like in all the states across the nation, the cost of political campaigns is becoming more and more expensive. A lot of groups that we compete with at the state capitol are very involved with their PAC, and their PACs are growing. More than $100,000. We're not nearly there with ARCPAC. We have grown in the past few years, but we really need to step it up and increase the support for the PAC. It used to be we could get by with a $100 contribution. Then it went to $500. And now really to be effective, it's $500 to $1,000 per contribution, which means a lot of money goes quickly. ARCPAC is a nonpartisan political action committee that supports Democrats, Republicans, Independents. We support the legislators who support our issues. The decisions about who we support, those decisions are made by a board of directors based on recommendations that we make from the state capitol or that members of AIA Oklahoma make.
I give to ARCPAC because I took my class one year to a session down there at the Capitol, and I came back in awe. And it's one of those things that I want to give to. I saw how important it was for me and my students.
It's personal to me. As a licensed architect and a firm owner, I feel a certain obligation to support the advocacy efforts in the state of Oklahoma on behalf of architects. Contributing to ARCPAC is a really easy way for me to do that. I've seen firsthand what I consider to be the extraordinary efforts of both ARCPAC and our Government Affairs Committee, and I've seen the positive rewards of that effort.
I give to ARCPAC because it's the right thing to do if you want any kind of a voice in the political system.
Why do I give to ARCPAC? I think it's really important that our profession has a seat at the table in the state legislature, and in order to do that we really have to have a presence there, and that's what the money goes for, to help establish that presence. And the other part has to do with having a voice. Once you're at the table, you have a voice, and if you don't have a voice, when issues come up that are could influence our profession, we don't have a say. We don't have any way of influencing the outcome. So that's one of the other reasons. And the other part is really having our profession establish a kind of a leadership position on issues as well. And we can't do that, again, if we're not at the table. We can't have a say, and without having money, there's just no way for that to happen.
Our profession changes constantly, and our statutes need to change with them. So it's important that we have a presence at the Capitol to make sure our law is working to our benefit.
Number one, we want to be able to protect our interests, and there's legislation that comes up all the time that affects us both positively and negatively, and we need somebody out there to be looking after our interests and is helping to be a resource to the legislators as they consider these important things. And if we are not there, we can't really have an impact on the outcome. And really, I think that more importantly than all of that is that we have an obligation as an organization to be looking after our profession, and we can't do that without being there.
I think it does matter. The presence down at the Capitol and working one-on-one with the legislatures is key. There's so many issues when you get down there at the Capitol. You realize that it's important to get in their face and make them very aware of what architects do and how it affects the greater picture in just our profession.
I definitely think AI Oklahoma's participation in the legislative efforts in our state is vitally important. ARCPAC supports candidates who care about interests that are important to architects in our state. I think that Clayton Taylor's relationships and respect with legislators and their staff is a great benefit to all the architects in our state. I've had senators and representatives and their staff tell me how much they appreciate and respect and admire the input that AI Oklahoma and Clayton give to legislative efforts in our state.
Every time we ask a legislator to help us by either opposing a bill or supporting a bill, being with us on a vote in a committee or on the House or Senate floor, they're taking a position to support AIA Oklahoma against someone else. And so we really need to be able to come back and say thank you to those legislators who have stepped up for us. And the best way we can do that is by helping them get reelected. And the mother's milk of politics is political campaign funds. And the best source of those funds is through ARCPAC.